It's Christmas in July. Let's go make this quilted pot holder. But first, always remember to share this so it was saved to your profile and you can find it when you're looking for it again later. I started with two 10-inch by 10-inch squares and an applique. You can do an applique, don't do an applique. This one is available at hometownquiltcompany.com if you want it. It is a precious snow globe. Now, I'm going to take my first 10-inch by 10-inch square and I'm going to lay it face down. And then I have one layer of Wrap and Zap, which is heat safe batting. And y'all do not yell at me in the comments about having to use two layers. I only ever use one and it's perfectly fine. If you want to use two, I want you to use two, but do not yell at me for just using one. I use these pot holders all the time and they're perfectly fine. So I'm gonna put one piece on the back side of my heat safe batting, and then I'm gonna put my second piece on top of it. So all of your pretty sides are facing the outside. See, face out, face out. Now, I'm going to go and sew my applique on first. I'm just gonna straight stitch around the edges. If you don't want it to fray, you can zigzag. I'm gonna straight stitch because I think the fray will be really cute when it's washed. And I'm just sewing mine on with white thread. And I'm stitching it like this because I want this same design to be on the back of my pot holder. If you don't want that, just sew your applique to one piece and then put all of your pieces together. Y'all always ask, and the answer is no. I do not use any Wonder Under or Heat and Bond. You can. It's not a bad idea if you want to use it. I just don't. I lay my pieces on, I pin them down, and then I sew. And in this case, I'm doing a straight stitch because I like the fray. But if I were working on a quilt, I probably would do a zigzag. All of these fabrics are from the Sugarberry collection by Andover that Missouri Star Quilt Company sent us to make these precious Christmas in July projects. You see how we've sewn our applique on? And then it has the same design on the back. It's so cute. Now, I'm going to take some bias tape. Okay, so I have some, I think it's like 0.875 width double fold bias tape, but I really just want single fold bias tape, but I don't have any. And I could make some, but I don't want to do that either. So we're just going to cut this in half. All we're doing is changing it from opening and opening again to just opening one time, just like that. You can use double fold if you want to. It would just be thicker than what I want it to be. That's why I'm cutting half of it off. I'm going to lay this right here, and I'm gonna start sewing underneath this clip. I'm gonna leave this tail because we're gonna use that in a minute. And I'm gonna sew all the way around my pot holder. Now I'm starting on the front, which means my binding is gonna finish on the back. If you want your binding to finish on the front, then start your binding on the back. If you search Hometown Quilt Company quilt binding, there are detailed tutorials that show you exactly what I'm doing. This is the way that I bind my quilts. I mean, like exactly the same way. Super easy. And don't forget to email me a photo to hometownquiltcompany@gmail.com. I wanna see all of the things you make. Now, when I get back to where I started, I'm gonna fold the top piece down where I started. I'm gonna slide this piece into it, and then I'm just gonna sew back to my starting stitches. Now, I've sewn it on one side. I'm just going to turn it over like this. And on the back side, I'm gonna sew close to the edge. Easy, easy, easy. And all you're doing is top stitching this. You're just sewing a straight stitch closer to the edge like you would any other project. That's it. And you have this precious quilted pot holder. Is that not the cutest thing ever? My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.